Houston, we have go for main engine start. Begin final countdown. Roger that. Beginning countdown. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff.
Ditching Suburbia is on a mission to help families leave traditional suburban lives in search of simpler living, closer family, richer education, and uncommon adventures. Find us on the web at ditchingsuburbia.com.
Hey folks, it's Michael Boink from Ditching Suburbia. On this episode of the Ditching Suburbia podcast, I'll be reading an essay entitled, Do You Have Any Regrets About Selling It All to Hit the Road? Do you have any regrets? We are often asked this question by families thinking about ditching the suburbs. We understand the angst behind the question. That house took months to find and buy. You just got that lawn where the neighbors aren't frowning at it. The tidy new garage shelves still smell of fresh cut lumber. And that's just the stuff. What about your family, your kids? All that time evaluating and purchasing the best homeschool curriculum. All that worry, making sure your decision to homeschool them won't hurt their chances of success. And the socialization. Yeah, you're tired of hearing that question. Have read 100 blog posts about how well socialized homeschool kids are, ranted to your spouse about how stupid it is that people keep bringing it up. Yet you do want your kids to be comfortable in different social settings. The idea of selling it all to hit the road sounds a lot like freedom, but your head starts doing the what ifs. What if you hate it? What if you hate it and can't afford to buy a house again? What if your kids can't find other kids to play with out on the road, on the water, or on a farm? What if your kids end up behind where they should be academically or socially? What if your kids end up weird, unhappy, resentful? What if this idea of a big family adventure is just candy coating around your personal midlife crisis? Do you have any regrets? When I hear that question, what I hear instead is, please save us from making a decision that will bring us pain. I scanned back through our first year on the road looking for the most painful moments. I wanted to ask myself, because of that pain, do I regret our decision to ditch the suburbs and hit the road? Here are the two most painful things that happened to us that first year. Truck accident, ice storm. It was Christmas time. We dropped the RV at a friend's and we were driving back to Michigan to be with family. We got into an accident on the freeway. We got to Michigan and we got the truck into a repair shop. We stayed at relatives and at borrowed condos. We lived out of plastic totes. A planned 10-day visit turned into 25 days. We finally got the call that the truck was done. We picked it up and headed south, straight into an ice storm that paralyzed Atlanta and delayed us again. We spent 10 days in a tiny hotel room. We taught a class twice and got paid once. Any regrets? When we first left Michigan, our daughter was a black hole of anger in the back seat of the truck. She was upset over leaving her comfort zone and scared about what life was going to be. This accident and storm broke through the ice in her spirit. She went on to become a cactus expert, an equestrienne, a BMX racer, and a friend. So now, no regrets. Roof replacement and camp hosting. Later that year, we took the RV in for a brake inspection and drove away with a $7,000 bill for a roof replacement. To help us recover from that unplanned expense, we took a crappy camp hosting job in Washington. The campground owners lied to us, watched us work through a telescope, monitored our radio conversations, and wanted us to launder their uniforms on our dime. Any regrets? When we set off on this adventure, one of our goals was to break out of our comfortable suburban life and trust God more. The roof incident was June. By the following May, we had paid off our credit card debt before selling our home. We used income from the home sale to instead fulfill a long-term dream of living on a houseboat. Do I still feel stupid for not getting the RV roof inspected before buying it? Yep. Do I still cringe at the thought of that first camp hosting job? Oh yeah. Would I undo any of it? No. We learned so much. We endured crisis as a family. We learned about crappy jobs together. We saw God's hand in restoring our finances. We stuck with it and fulfilled the dream. We have great family stories to tell. And the sunset photo on this post, taken at that crappy camp hosting job. So no regrets. Actually, I do have one regret. We should have done it all sooner. years sooner. But what about the what ifs? Look at each one and play it out in your head. What if you hate it? Then you stop doing it. What if your kids can't find friends? Then you move to where they can. What if you can't afford the same house after trying something different? Then you rent or buy something smaller and cheaper. Big deal. What if your kids end up behind? They won't. But you realize that what is behind or ahead for any kid at a certain age is defined by you and not by some external person or organization. If they need to spend some focused time on learning something, just do that. You get the idea. Every what if is just a fear that grows when you feed it in the dark. Bring it out into the light, play it out, and you'll find out that there can be happiness and contentment on the other side of any of them. The best part about ditching the suburbs is how flexible and adaptable you will become. You will flex to catch whatever curveball life throws at you. Fellow nonconformists, have you made a big transition with your family, moved onto an RV, boat, or started a farm? Lend me your comments and speak to those considering a similar move with their own families. Any regrets? If you have those comments, you can leave them on the blog post by the same name on ditchingsuburbia.com.
You've been listening to the Ditching Suburbia podcast. Ditching Suburbia helps common families create uncommon lives. Learn more at ditchingsuburbia.com.